We were talking earlier with Abby Miller about generations. We were talking about age, all those type of things. Well, I don't think Jeff's going to mind being introduced this way. When I was growing up, I read from his father. It was a big deal when Ed Kolpack came to your town to cover sports. The Kolpack family has been involved in athletics, from playing them at Fargo South to covering them with the Fargo Forum. Jeff Kolpack does a radio show with me. It's called Golf Show with Jeff Kolpack, and it plays on 740 The Fan, one of the stations that I manage. Brought him in studio. How you doing, Jeff?
Doing great, Joel. It's 40 and windy and rainy and whatever, but
you still causing trouble on that golf show.
I love that golf show.
Every high school coach mad at you. You realize that, right?
Well, I want to see the season in the boys in the spring. I think it should start maybe in mid-July and go through August, maybe early September. And the reason's simple. It's the weather. I mean, we all know that. And I had people reply to me over the state. My kids had 2 practices so far all spring. Yeah. One was in hail. I mean, it's just not a good time. There's other reasons. Kids play better in the summer. The state tournament for the boys we held in late August, early September, and you could fit. It'd be a real true state tournament. Kids at their best. Isn't that what it's all about?
Well, I mean, come on. If you're a golf coach at the high school level, it isn't that hard of work.
Well, most do it golf, right?
Exactly.
I mean, be honest about it.
So to be mad about having to golf in the summer while you're coaching some kids and still getting paid for it,
And I think, Joel, you could fit more tournaments between mid-July and August than you ever could in a 2-month spring season. I mean, there's just no question about that.
Okay, so your golf show, which, by the way, huge listenership, people love it. But you're talking about some things, and you got my attention. When it comes to North Dakota native Tom Hoge and what he's doing in the PGA and what he's doing this weekend. Talk to people about that.
Well, he's in the PGA, and as we speak, he's near the top of the leaderboard. Of course, it's only the second round, but he has just taken his game to that next level, right? And you're wondering if that would ever happen. He's always one of these guys that maybe make the cut, finish 30 or 40 or tied for 50th. And he found a putter. He found his putting groove, and that's a huge thing in golf, as we know. And he's just taken that. The key is to win. Once you win, like he did at Pebble Beach in February, it just changes things. It changes your status.
Now you know you can.
You can. You're in the Masters, right? And who isn't that the goal of everyone? I know the U.S. Open is a huge goal, but come on, Masters is where it's at. I mean, that's a special tournament. So I didn't think I'd see it.
What did he end up in the Masters?
Oh, what was it, 40th or something like that? Yeah.
He was on the leaderboard for quite some time. I mean, I was sitting there screaming at the television for not covering him more,
he's not there yet, okay? Because even watching the PGA yesterday, Tiger, right?
Yeah.
He's 4 over, and everybody wants to watch Tiger. That's the reality of business and TV. But hopefully, if Tom, once he stays in contention, they'll get to him a little more. He's still Tom Hoge from Fargo, North Dakota. He's not Bubba Watson. He's not these named guys yet. He's close. He's getting there.
Now, you know him. You've talked to him many times. What does he say? I mean, because in the interviews that you've had with him, he doesn't sound like he's got a bragging bone in his body.
No, he doesn't. He never has. He's been a consistent guest over the years, and it's always like, hey, Jeff, can you do it Monday, or when can we do this? He's always accommodating. I text him, he texts right back. Now, I was wondering after the Pebble Beach if things would change. No, more people want to talk to you. You're in the Masters now. You're a little big timer now. No, got right back to me. And that, to me, is huge.
Yeah.
That, to me, it tells me it's not getting to his head. It's not, the stage isn't too big for him. He's playing it as he always has, whether it was at Fargo South or TCU or the Korn Ferry and now the PGA Tour, obviously. I think that's so big in golf, to have a consistent mindset and a steady mindset.
Okay, you said he found his putter. That's golf lingo. Explain that to people.
Well, yeah, he's a very good ball striker, meaning with his irons, he's one of the best on the tour. Always pretty good off the tee, but of course, the old adage, drive for show and putt for dough. I mean, the Pebble Beach tournament, he number of putts per round was drastically down. He's hitting the 10-footer consistently. I know it sounds simple, but just making more putts. I mean, and he's worked at it hard. He'll be on the practice screen for an hour, just doing one putt. Okay? Yeah. Most people go out and go 5 minutes. Hey, I'm good, right?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm warmed up. He'll sit there for an hour, and it takes work.
Well, if people don't believe what you're saying, for golf lovers like me, I'll keep track of my putts. And I'll sit there and I'll look at my final score, and when I'm sitting there on a good day shooting a score that's in the 70s, and I look at my putts and I find that 24 of them were putts, it's like, wait a second, I just played 18 holes, and that was a good day. I mean, for me, if only 24 of them are putts, I finally did okay.
Larry Murphy told me this once, that scores over time, even though the equipment's better, the players are bigger, stronger, but over time, the scores really haven't dropped that much as you might think. The courses have gotten longer too, but in general, they haven't gotten much lower because you still three-putt. It's you can bomb at 320 because it's longer, but the three-putt still lurks, and that's
which is when the cussing starts.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that. Is golf here in the Midwest? We've had, and I'm saying this. People think I'm saying it because I'm old, but I'm saying it because it's true. This is one of the worst winters that I've ever lived through.
Me too.
And the reason for me, the worst part is the wind. And then, of course, you take a real wet spring like many of us are having, you can't get out on the course. Is golf as popular here when we have such a short season?
Yeah, I haven't seen any evidence to the contrary. I mean, we all know that COVID brought along a spike in golf participation, which blew the industry away because the industry was really on a down path. So I haven't seen any evidence.
And now you could get outside and do something alone.
Yeah.
It just, boom,
exactly.
Go golf. I'll go golf.
But now I used to, I golf at Edgewood. That's my home course, which unfortunately is underwater for 7-8 holes or whatever. But we used to be able to get on tee time Friday morning, no problem, right? And now we have to do it 2 days in advance. And it's just, I don't think the popularity is going away. I don't.
I don't think so either. And where we're lucky, and you've talked about this on your show many, many times, is with a population base the way we have, we got a lot of golf courses out there.
Well, we do. Fargo has 5 public. Moorhead has 2 public. How about West Fargo joining the mix here? I think there's room now for the city like West Fargo to put forward and put in a course.
Yeah, I think it's needed.
Where's the population growing? Right?
When's the last time you went out and just went with your buddies and hopped in the rig and said, hey, we're going to play something like the Melrose Open or the Bobcat Open? And I realize it's not called that anymore, but we're going to do a bunch of 9-hole courses over a weekend.
Yeah, well, I golf with my high school buddies. We have a tournament every year called the Hermansley Cup, named after our beloved assistant principal.
Beloved, tongue in cheek.
Yeah, it's just it's a blast, and I think that's what makes golf special because, we never, after the 20-year reunion, we're going, why don't we get together more often?
Yeah.
So we put this tournament together in Detroit Lakes every year and have a blast with it, and it keeps us connected. So I think people doing that, and making your own tournament with buddies and having a traveling trophy. We have a traveling trophy, and the winner each year is there, and it's a special thing for us.
Well, but you played athletics, and there's a time when you can't. You can't play baseball anymore. You can't play basketball anymore. You can, but it's ugly to play.
I never really could, but yeah.
Well, but you could play baseball. Yep. Let's just be honest about that. But to be able to do something out there, and I'm not trying to say golf is this old person sport because young people are really enjoying it, but you can do it into your later years.
Well, you can do it until you can't walk anymore. I mean,
right.
I remember my dad, before he passed away, almost 30 years ago now. God, that seems strange.
Yeah.
And it's really cool his name's still getting brought up 30 years. That's really cool to the family.
It was a big thing when he came to town. It was.
Yeah, he come down to, he loved the Class Bs. Oh, he loved those small towns.
Before you say your dad talk about your dad playing golf, when he came, wow, and this is no slam, but when Dick Seal came, it was like, You got Dick Seal rather than Ed Kolpack, and I don't know why that was.
My dad was not a good golfer. I mean, he was not.
I had a article one time that my mom cut out, and in those days, if you were blowing the team out in high school ball, you didn't get to play the second half, and we were blowing this team out. And the article from Dick Seal said, Andy Heitkamp threw 4 touchdown passes, 2 of which were to his cousin, Andy Heitkamp.
Accuracy. Come on. Get the last name. Let's spell the name right.
But your dad had a passion for golf.
He had a passion for golf, and he had, and I don't know where that came from. He never played growing up in Gilman, Wisconsin. He went to the U of M. Maybe that's where it happened. But for some reason, he just developed the want to and the passion, and I obviously passed it down to us boys. Unfortunately, we're better than him, but not as good as we'd like to be, put it that way.
The one thing also that I do like about golf is, I can play with Sue. I can play with my wife.
Yeah.
We can sit there and go out and enjoy a sport together. And, I'm sitting there crossing my fingers, hoping I don't lose,
right.
which could happen on any given weekend day. But, it is a sport you can play with anyone. And I'm looking forward to doing it someday with my grandchildren, my granddaughters, and my grandson.
I think one of the best trips I had was when I took our youngest son, Brant, out to Medora, father-son trip. We went to the musical. I thought he'd hate it, right? Yeah. He loved it. It was great. And then we golfed Bully Pulpit, and it was just a great experience, a father-son in a course that's just so majestic, right?
Yeah.
And so majestic out there. It was a great weekend. And
tell people where to find your show.
Show 740 The Fan from 10 to 11 every Saturday morning. Also podcasted on 740thefan.com. So,
and you can find your work writing
in theinform.com.
That's that easy.